What is up, guys? It's 5:57 a.m. and I am in this laundry room trying to help my wife. Well, she's asleep because she was up all night with my youngest daughter. So this is what you got to do when you got the fam. You know what I mean? I came in here and I saw like all the laundry. This is all folded, but I seen all this, so I was like, I'll just try to knock it out real quick. But I don't know. Yeah. Monday, baby. Yeah, boy. Let's go. Got the coffee cranking. I'm ready to roll, baby. 6 a.m. I already made my son breakfast. Look how basic my breakfast is that I give him. It's like so quick and easy. I'm making lunches. He's probably like, what did he give me? Let's go, boy. Just when they think you fell off, you come back twice as strong. In the past couple days, the results. All right, so you can see here, this was yesterday. I was negative $818. And you can see here, I spent $6,800 on ads and I made $16,000 in sales. So back in the day in 2020, I wouldn't even use Triple Whale, which is what this platform is that shows me my profit in real time. It takes out taxes, cost of goods sold, all that. I would just literally just look at how much did I spend on ads, how much did I make. If there was a little bit of a spread, I just kept it rolling. And it was really successful to do it that way because what happens is over time it snowballs and you get more people. All right, here's the next day. You can see that I did $1,157 in profit. I spent $6,900 in ads and I had $20,000 in sales. So I did a little bit of a promotion, but you can see it's not a straight line. It's not like just straight up. Then here's the day before that, January 31st, I did $1,600 in profit and we spent $7,000 in ads and we did $21,000 in sales. So what I'm getting at is I can easily have that fear mindset where you guys just saw me go from having 2 good days to now a negative day, and then this morning's negative. But it's really easy to take the original goal and all the positivity and all the amazing feelings you had around approaching and attacking your goal, and then not getting the results you want, and then letting the results dictate your feelings and erase the goal. You know, we can use our brains to choose the picture we want to see inside. And if you focus on it and you get emotionally involved in it, and you attach feelings to it, you can see the results show themselves in your life. I've experienced it through my life. But I've also experienced the opposite too. And the opposite is letting the results control your thinking, control the picture in your mind. And that's kind of where I am now. I mean, it's not happening to me because I'm aware of it, but some people aren't aware of it. You set a goal, you have the picture in your mind, you look for the results in your life, you look for the signals, you look at your bank account, you look at what's the profit today, and it doesn't match. And then what happens is those feelings that creates controls the picture. That beautiful goal you had, it dissipates. You forget what it was. It's replaced with worry and doubt. And then the worry and doubt turns into fear. And then guess how the fear can be shown? Through your actions, through the results again. So now the results are the results of the worry and doubt that replace the picture of success, if that makes sense. So be careful to not let the results control your feelings, but let the goal control the results. Just try to be really aware of what you're thinking. Because one thing that's unanimous through all the great thinkers down through history, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, is that we become what we think about. You are what you think about. It is true. And people might say, oh, it's just, that's made up, this manifestation stuff. I'm not really talking about that. I'm just saying you become what you think about. You are what you think about. So just be careful what you're thinking about. That's why I try to stay so motivated and positive and pumped up. And I'm like, let's do this, new day, baby. Because I'm thinking that the future's going to be bright. I don't know. It's helped me over the years. I don't know if it's a secret or something, but just be careful that you're not living in worry, doubt, and fear. And the feelings are giving you the results. So just replace those thoughts with the goal. That's That's why it's really good to stay consistent and measure whatever it is you're chasing, because what gets measured gets done, you know? So if you, it's not even really about so much about the measurement, it's about the constant reminder of the goal, so it's not replaced with worry, fear, and doubt, because that's what will take its place. It's almost like there's space in the mind, and if you don't fill it deliberately, the default is worry, fear, and doubt, I think. Your belief is going to create the fact. If you think about it, if you wrote a lie down on a card and you read it every single day, eventually you're going to believe it. So what are you telling yourself constantly? Like, I got to be careful when I see that I didn't meet my goal just in the past couple of days with our numbers. It's so easy to get that fear mindset and try to turn the ads down and go back to trying to save my way to profitability just to show you guys, oh look, I'm making my profit number every day. But it looks like it's better in the short term, but in the long term it's not. There's no growth. Because the growth comes from the sacrifice, from going negative. That's the beautiful thing I've realized. The growth comes from going negative. You're going to see, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show it. I'm going to be negative, 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 negative. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start to see positive. It's positive. Might be negative again, negative, positive. But you're going to see it, I guarantee you. Because I've seen it and done it in the past, so I know. But that's like the beautiful thing. I've never said it like that, but to go positive, you have to live in the you have to go negative monetarily when I'm describing the ads, but it's kind of a good analogy. It's like a tree. I know I said all this cheesy ass stuff, but like, you know, because I'm just thinking it. Like, it's like the tree. The roots are growing down in the dirt. You know what I mean? Most of the root, before you see the green come out of the ground, there's probably a lot more roots. It's like a glacier. You know, you've seen that thing with the picture. It says, like, you see the little piece of the thing sticking out, but you don't see the part of the glacier that's like massive under the water. It's the same thing. You got to go negative. You got to go down. You got to build the foundation in order to see the growth, in order to see a little bit of green, baby. That's the analogy too. In order to see that green. All right, I'm swinging in Starbucks. Everybody's saying, buy Starbucks stock, bro. I know, I need to get some Starbucks stock. I know I'm talking about mindset stuff, and it's all just like up in the clouds type stuff. And it's not really any like substance to it, like step-by-step type stuff. But I keep talking about it because it's such a big part of creating something, creating a business, maintaining it, growing it. It's one of the largest parts is your belief in it and the ability to stay positive through adversity. That's why it's good to find something you're somewhat into, so when you do face the hard times and you do face the adversity, you can push through it. Because if it's something you're not that into, it's just like with me, I quit everything that I wasn't very, like a computer repair, windshield repair, t-shirts. I wasn't into it.
Doing today?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. What can I get started for you?
Can I have a grande pike place with cream and 3 stevia?
A grande pike with cream and you said 2 stevia?
3 please.
3, gotcha. Anything else?
And a cup of water, and that's all.
Alright, perfect. I'll see you up here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys probably like deja vu when you watch these videos. Just here he is again in the Starbucks line. Like, which video is this, dude? He's just doing the same thing, talking about the same thing every day. But this is my life. I mean, this is just what I do every single day. It's what I've been doing for 10 years. Not the Starbucks thing, but just waking up, thinking, trying to stay positive, focusing on the goals with the business and investing. And I kind of threw the fitness in there recently. Who am I kidding? I've been going to the gym for 6 years. I already know it. You don't even need to tell me. I can't get dialed in because of the food. My wife said, she said, you look like the guys in Russia that used to do bodybuilding, but now they just drink beer. like I got some muscles, but I got the jelly too. She's like, you look like the guys that you know, they used to bodybuild, but now they just hang out and just like drink piva. That's how you say beer in Russian. Oh, so while I'm on the fitness, do you remember it was January 11th and I was 233 pounds and I said, I got to lose 10 pounds in 4 weeks. So I'm going to weigh myself on February 11th. I weighed myself this morning and I am still 228. So I'm going to try these next couple days, see if I can get to 223. I'm going to get it dialed in. So let's see if I can do it. I said to my wife, I was like, I'm just doing it for the channel, and then right when I turn the video off, I'm going to get a double quarter pounder with cheese meal large and a milkshake. No, I'm gonna keep trying to crank it out and keep trying to dial it in, get a little lower, Man, it is foggy out here. It's like twilight. Some vampire's gonna come out. I aired up my tire. I don't know if you guys saw in the last video, but it was down to 32. The right left tire. So I aired it up. We're sticking at 44. See what happens. I don't know if it's gonna lose air slowly overnight. Maybe it's got a little pinhole in it. Out here, we got the TRX in matte desert camo, ready to hit it up in Arizona, Utah. Dude, that thing's kind of nice looking. Beat up rear bumper, but she's still something special. I gotta be honest, I did not think Porsches were as reliable as they are. I drive this thing so freaking hard, and it's very forgiving. The 992, it really is. I mean, I spill coffee all over it. My son gets in it from crew with dirty shoes. It gets hit all the time by other cars. I got a weird blow-off valve sound that I don't even know where it's coming from. Maybe like the intake pipes are cracked or something, I don't know. But this thing still gets it. Woo-hoo-hoo! Man, still brings joy. It's Monday. I have that feeling like I have a little bit of a scratchy throat. I'm a little tired. I'm just going through the motions though. Even though I said to my wife, want to skip the gym today? She's like, no, come on, we gotta go. I was like, I was just testing you. I was just testing you to see if you'd fold. It's like if she said, yeah, let's skip it. I'd be like, all right, let's do it. Old Volkswagen. A quick little walk around for anybody new to the channel. So I bought this car used, and when I bought it, it was completely stock. I bought it from Alexander DePuter. He has a YouTube channel if you want to check him out. But he works at West Palm Beach Porsche. So my son and I went there. We just drove over to the other coast. I was driving a Land Rover Discovery at the time. I had sold my M5 because I was trying to get smart with money. I got out of my lease. I had a lease with the M5. I got out of that, and I was able to bank a bunch of money and get this Discovery. So I thought, I'm gonna go back to like just a regular family car. So I had the Discovery, and then throughout this time I had it was about 6-7 months. I sold a bunch of my rental properties because I was worried about the rates, and I thought, you know what, now's the time to sell. So I sold the properties, and I had banked a bunch of money. And after all these years of hustling and hard work, I said to my wife, you know, I've always dreamed of having a 911. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. I'm just gonna use like the money from one of the rental properties. I'm just gonna buy it. She was like, do what you want to do. I don't care. She's like, do it. She's like, we've been hustling. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So we drove over there. I gave them the Discovery. They paid the lease off or whatever it was, and I bought this thing cash. When I got in it, I had to take everything out of the Discovery, including car seats. I had to put the car seats in the back of this thing. And as I was driving home with my son, I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know if the car seat's gonna fit in here. What did I do? This is now my daily driver. But we were like, all right, let's just stick to it. So then the next day I had this itch. I was like, oh, I got this Porsche. I'm like, so I had got to the point where I bought rental properties 1 year at a time. I would save up money. I would go on auction.com. I would bid on these houses, sight unseen. I would go look in the windows. Sight unseen in Northport, Florida. I was buying these rentals anywhere from $75,000 to $150,000 towards the end. They all sold for around $330 each. I had 6 of them. So I sold all 6 of the houses, and I had all this cash. And like they say, if you don't find a place for the money, it'll find a place for itself. So I made 2 dumb money moves. But I gotta be honest, the Porsche wasn't a dumb money move, because for me, I've enjoyed it so much. I love it so much that it hasn't really been a dumb move, you know? It's so much joy and stuff that it's brought. So what I did was, the next day, I was like, this Porsche's not gonna work. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be able to daily drive this thing. So I actually went to the BMW dealership just to see what they had. And I pull in, and there's a brand new, check out the CAC. See the intercooler? Look, you guys ever seen that? How the air comes down and it goes forced into that through the intercooler? I want to get aftermarket charge air coolers. So then I sold them. I went to the BMW dealership, and when I was standing outside of it, I saw this black X5M, and the black X5M was like brand new. It was 2022, and this was 2022. It was brand new, and it had an Archipovich exhaust, and it had the Archipovich exhaust system like in the back of it, like in the back of the X5M with the like I could see the boxes and everything in there. And it had the Escort 360 radar detection all around it. It had everything, was all like set up like amazing. And I'm like, is this for sale? And they're like, actually, it's the owners. They're like, it's the owners of the BMW dealership's car. They're like, he just finished it. They just tinted the windows. The windows were tinted, dude, like limo tint. It was too dark. The windshield was tinted. They're like, it's the owners. They're like, I mean, he might sell it. They literally was gonna pick it up today. So I'm like, I think his name's Victor. He owns the Lamborghini dealership too. So I was like, really? I'm like, man, would they sell it? He's like, I'll go find out. He comes back. You know, he owns the dealership, so he can just order more, you know? He comes back, and it was kind of hard to get cars at the time, to be honest. He comes back, he's like, yeah, he'd sell it, dude. I'm like, ah. So I was like, I'm getting it. And then I was like, so I had a dream set up actually for a little while. I had an X5M Archipovich exhaust, 619 horsepower, all-wheel drive, had the family vehicle, and then I had this. So I had those 2 cars for a while, and then as time went by, just the way I am with money and investing, I was like, man, this scratches my itch. I don't even need the X5M. The exhaust was so loud when I would start it, it was like the neighbors would be woken up at 5. You know, I get up and start the day 5 a.m. So I sold it, and I actually made out okay on the sale because there wasn't a lot of them. So I made out. I got most of my money back. And when I looked online, there was barely any available. So they wanted it, and I sold it in 2024. So I sold that. I lost money. I'm exaggerating, but you know how you always like twist the numbers to make it in your favor. I lost money. let's call a spade a spade. I lost money. Who am I kidding? I'm down. I was down and out. So I took that money, and then I don't remember what I did with it. I think I just invested it. But yeah, so I don't know how I got to telling that story, but so that's the story in a nutshell of how I have the Porsche. So I just got a comment on a video. It's a good comment. He said, what advice would you give to someone that's starting like a Taco Bell type job? He's like, most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, so the hard part is we don't have anything left to invest. And he's exactly right, because that's the situation I was in too. That's, if you watch the video like Becoming an Entrepreneur Part 1, Part 2, that's the situation I was in. That's what pushed me to try to get more income. So it depends too on your situation, like how old are you? Are you living at home with your parents? Because if you are, I mean, yeah, it'd be amazing if you could start investing, but also realize that you have so much time in your life still. You know what I mean? Like I didn't start investing until I was in my 30s. But it is smart to start while you're young, because the power of compounding, and you'll have more doubles, and that's kind of the name of the game. But the thing is that there's so many factors to the situation. Do you have a lot of debt? Do you live at home? Do you have kids and you're married and it's a single income household? Because sometimes you just got to take care of your regular life. I know sometimes it's like you want to get ahead, you want to invest, you want to do all this other stuff, but sometimes it's not the season. Get the other stuff figured out. Get the debt paid off. Make sure you have a little bit of savings for your family, depending on your situation. But if you don't have any of that stuff and you're younger and you're working at Taco Bell and you want to start investing because you're a go-getter and you're like, I know it's powerful if I start now, I start early. I'll tell you right now, you could either stop doing things that you do with your money, like if you're going out and spending it on things or shopping and stuff like that, and you can use a portion of the money to start investing just to get it going, just so you can start to see some stack little wins, like even if it's a little bit of money each week out of your paycheck. The other thing is, this is what happened with me. I got kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I went and I figured out, how do I get more money? So I stretched myself. I started working on ways to get more money after work. And that's how you become a business owner. It just happens naturally sometimes. Because the second job, you don't want to go get a second job and work for someone else. You don't want to have two jobs. So you're like, okay, what could I do after work on my own that could make me money? And that's really what happened. It was like I stumbled into it. I didn't even know what business and entrepreneurship was. It just naturally kind of was the progression of me trying to figure out a way to get more money. And it wasn't for me to invest. That's why I started investing so much later than everyone else. For me, it was for actual lifestyle, just to be able to pay the mortgage, have the money for my kids' stuff, like just to not be so tight. Just have a little extra. Nobody really wants to talk about that, but that really is the truth. The job, unless you're a high earner, like a doctor, lawyer, engineer, it's extremely hard now with inflation and all the cost of a home and even the rents. It's extremely hard to just work a regular job. It's almost like the ratio's off. Like, you know how like that type of job could cover expenses and you could live smaller and you could live. But it's almost like the ratio with the rate of inflation, it's off kilter. You just, no matter what you're making, it's not enough. So that's what I realized. I'm like, I need to make more. I need to figure out a way to get more income. It's the same way I realized with the business. I can only save my way so far. I always go back to events. I don't know why I do, because it seems so tangible and it seems so real, and it's really not that complicated. If you could find something that you could sell at events or farmers markets or something like that, I feel like it's a way that you can make money. And a lot of times it's on the weekend if you could figure out, but a lot of those Taco Bell type jobs, you work the weekends too. So I know it seems impossible sometimes. Look at this Cadillac. The thing is big. What is that? Is that like the new Escalade? That thing's fancy looking. 100E or 1000E it says. Escalade. Yeah, that is the new Escalade. So it seems impossible. It's frustrating. I know that feeling. Sometimes I think about everything that we've accumulated over the years, and it feels impossible if I had to do it again. Almost like there is luck involved, But I went and got fancy, and I made my lifestyle nicer and fancier. And now I'm still in that fear mindset where I need to make sure that I can make enough to cover our expenses. See that sign right there that's all burnt up? I saw an electric vehicle catch on fire right there. See the sign, how it's burned? It went up in flames. It was a car rental too. The woman had rented it. So I don't know what the right answer is. That's the thing. I don't know everything. And everyone's situation's different. So you don't know what is the right time. That's why I didn't really start investing until later on, until I really had the extra money. My wife had student loans. We had credit card. We had like $16,000 in credit card debt. I went to One Main Financial and got one of those personal loans to consolidate all my debt, so I had one payment. I thought it was so smart, but I think I was paying a higher rate. So I wasn't really thinking too much about investing. I also didn't have someone like myself that I was listening to that was saying how important it was to invest when you're young. So it's good you're thinking about that. So I'd say step one is try to live extremely small and way below your means, and anything extra, start investing it if you have some type of savings built up, unless you live at home and you don't need any of that. And then step two is you can only do that for so long and to a certain extent, and then you need to start figuring out a way to get more money. And the only way you can do that is you can either trade more of your time for money or get more money for every hour you trade. So you either try to find another job that makes more, or you work more hours, you work other jobs, 2 jobs, or you figure out a way to get the most out of your time by doing something yourself as the second job. Whether that's like buying a product and going and selling it at events, maybe one weekend out of the month, and that extra $500 you get from the event, you take and you invest every single month. Or maybe you go and you create. I don't ever recommend just going and creating like an online store, because for me, it wasn't some fast thing. It took years to get it to where I was making money. So that's why I always start with the events, because I know for a fact you could pay for an event $150 to be in part of some like beer, bacon, boats festival, and then I know that you can make sales. You can make sales, and you can actually make money, walk away with actual profit day one. So that's why I always talk about events. But that's not something that happens all the time, especially now it's winter time. So there's always reasons why it doesn't work, you know. But if you can figure out a way to focus on what could work, you could try to think of something that has the least amount of steps to making money. Like when we were younger, my cousin and I were like, dude, he had a Jeep Wrangler. We were like, let's get a trailer and we were like adding up how much money we'd need to go buy a lawnmower. And then we were just going to go door to door and try to do lawn. We never did it, but we talked about it all the time. We even were outside with like coffee mugs outside of my apartment. We were so silly, like taking pictures. Like we're pretending we're landscapers. I don't know what we were doing. Dreaming. But we got to stop dreaming, start doing. If you want to get things moving and get the ball rolling, you got to start doing. Stop thinking. Even maybe stop watching these videos. You know, like if you're just watching them over and over and over, and you got to eventually get to the point where you start actually doing. Like, I listen to audiobooks, but I don't really watch any videos anymore much. I should, because I need to get back in the learning mode instead of the talking mode, but so I don't know if that answers the question. The hardest part is, where do I go to get more income? That's the hardest part. Everybody's thinking that. And the easiest way is to join someone that already has the infrastructure that creates money. You know, you get a job somewhere. If you could figure out a way, what's the least amount of steps to creating a business? Go on ChatGPT. What business has the least amount of steps to create and is fairly simple and doesn't take a whole lot to do? I know my cousin, he has a social media business where he posts for like businesses. Like they give him the photos and he posts for their social media accounts, like manages their social media accounts. All that stuff takes a lot of footwork though and time to build. So maybe there's something else. There's another way to make money that's set up, you know. That's why I always kind of go back to events. Someone else did all the footwork. Someone else did the marketing. Someone else got you the traffic. All you need to do is show up with the tent. You go online and buy yourself or go to Costco and get yourself a pop-up 10 by 10, 20 by 20 or 10 by 10 tent. I can't remember the size, 10 by 10 I think. And then get yourself a 8-foot plastic folding table. Go on eBay, order the fitted tablecloth or Amazon so it looks somewhat professional. If you want to go the next step, go on Vistaprint, order 1,000 cards that have like the business name and maybe just your phone number. If you don't even have a website, or just make a Facebook business page if you don't have time to make a website, and just have the Facebook business page on there. And you know, just put your candles on the nice tablecloth with your cards laid out in a stack, and just people walk up and you just explain to them, like, I started this business because I just been working at Taco Bell and my dream is to become an entrepreneur or an investor, and I just decided what's the next step. So I'm here, I'm selling these candles and they smell amazing. They're all natural, made from, you know what I'm saying, and then you just sell them. I mean, you have to think, how much money do you make at Taco Bell in a week? How many candles would you need to sell? I'm not saying it's the thing to do. I'm just saying it's an idea. All right, guys, subscribe to the channel. My wife's about to arrive, and we're going to meet. We're going to go in the gym. I'm going to do her workout. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.